Hello my fashion lovers, welcome to today's tutorial. On today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to cut a bridal gown, the same as the one on the thumbnail. I'll be making use of this paper to draft it because you're going to make some corrections before you transfer it to your fabric. Before we start, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, click on the notification bell to be notified anytime I post a new video. For the gown, the upper part we are working with is 10 inches plus 1 inch sewing allowance, making it 11. So I will take 11. For the half length, the shoulder measurement I'm working with is 10 divided by, the shoulder measurement I'm working with is 10. When you divide it by 2 to give you 5. On this line, I will take out my shoulder slope. Then I will take the armhole. I'll be taking 6 inches for the armhole. I'll connect the lines. For the neckline, I'll be taking 2.5 inches. I'll be taking 2.5 inches, and on the down part, I'll be taking 2.5 inches, and I'll connect. I'll connect the shoulder slope. On the bust line, the bust measurement I'm working with is 23. When you divide it by 4, it will give me 5.5 plus 1 inch sewing allowance. The same on the waist, 5.5 plus 1 inch sewing allowance. I'll connect. Just want it a little bit. For the armhole, I'll get the midpoint 6, 3. I'll connect. So this is what we have for the front back. This is what we have for the front part. We're going to cut it. For the front neck, with this I will use it to cut the back. To cut the back, I will get another pattern paper, take out my zip allowance, I'll measure my zip allowance of 1 inch, and I will cut. For the neckline, I'll be going up by 1/2 inch for the back. That will connect. I'll cut. Now open up the zip allowance for the back. Make sure you not show zip allowance. With this, I will use it. Now after cutting it, we are going to fold it. Then you are going to get the midpoint of your shoulder. Get the midpoint of the shoulder. Mark it. You sew with this. Get the midpoint of the shoulder. Mark it. We're going to rule a straight line. Rule a straight line. You sew with this. We're going to rule a straight line. After ruling the line, we're going to, let me mark this A for the front, back. I'm going to cut it. B. This is B for the back. Going to put it aside. Put it aside. Let's cut these two. Going to put it aside, and now I'm going to cut this on my fabric. I'll cut this back. When you're cutting, make sure you add your sewing allowance. Make sure you add your sewing allowance. Your joining allowance. You're going to place this. Add your 1/2 inch joining allowance. Half inch joining allowance. Now you're going to cut. This is for the front. This is for the front. I'll also cut the side of the front. Okay, let me cut the back first. Now I will take the front. I will take the front part, take the back. I will join the zipper allowance, stitch it down. I've joined the zipper allowance. Now I'm going to join the back and the front and the shoulder. Join the back and the front and the shoulder. After joining on the shoulder, now you can decide to remove the thread. Your zipper allowance thread, you can remove it. Now you're going to make your ruffles. You're going to measure what you have here. Leaving your half inch sewing allowance on the down part. You're going to measure what you have here. What I have here is 21. That is minus 1 inch sewing allowance. It's going to be 20. So 20. What I have here is 20. So you're going to get a long strip of fabric. You can decide to double it or you decide to triple, depending on how full you want the ruffles on the shoulder to be. For me, I'll be using this whole piece. I'll be using this whole piece to gather and fix. So I will take it to the machine, fold it, stitch it, and gather it. Now after gathering it, you're going to use your sewing allowance. Use the sewing allowance. Place this. Leaving your joining allowance for the down part. You're going to sew it down. You sew it down. You're going to place it and stitch it down. Place it and stitch it down. After stitching it, this is what you have for one side. This is what you have. Make sure you press it very well. Make sure you press it. Now you're going to bring the side. You're going to bring the side. This is one part of the back. You're going to take one part and take one part of this. One part of the back and one part of the front. Now you're going to join it. Now you're going to join it. Now you're going to join it. You're going to join it on the shoulder. Join it on the shoulder. Note your back and your front. Note your back and your front. Join it on the shoulder and attach it to the side. Join the two sides together and attach it to the side. Use it and cover up the sides. After joining it, the sleeve side, this is what you have. After joining, this is what you have. This is how it will be. Make sure you iron it out. This is how it will be. Make sure you iron it out. And you do the same to this side. Attach your ruffles and cover it up. For the back, you're going to cut it together. Don't separate it. Then you join it on the shoulder. Join it on the shoulder. After joining it on the shoulder, now you're going to use it to turn the neck. Use it to turn the neck. Right side facing right side. Use it to turn the neck. Going to sew it round, leaving the zip allowance. Do not sew the zip allowance. Going to sew it round. After turning the neckline, now you're going to move this side, move this inside, and stitch the armhole. You're going to stitch the armhole, move this inside, and stitch up the armhole. Stitch the armhole before you turn it to the right side. After stitching it, you are going to turn it to the right side. You're going to turn it out. Going to turn it to the right side. We're going to turn it, and this is what we have. The back, this is the back, this is the back side. See how neat it is? And this is the right side. Make sure you press it very well. Now you're going to join it. You're going to join it using your sewing allowance. You're going to join it on the sides. Using your sewing allowance, join it on the sides. Take the front and the back together, aligning together, and join it. Sew it down. When you finish with the up parts, for the down parts, you're going to gather it. You're going to gather the down parts and attach it to the upper parts. The upper parts, attach it right side facing right side. You're going to attach it. When you finish joining the down parts, go ahead and attach the zip. Attach the zip. Use the lining to cover it up. If you have any question, please ask in the comment section. Like and share my videos. I'm going to be making a bow for this with this fabric, please. And for the first bow, you are going to be taking this measurement, 13 inches in length, and the width will be 12 inches. Length is 13 inches and width is 12 inches. Now to cut it on our fabric, to cut it on the fabric, make sure you put your fabric on fold. Place your pattern on it. Put your fabric on fold and place your pattern. Put your fabric on fold and make sure that what you have is 13 inches by 12 inches. Now I will cut it. Make sure it's on fold. Now I'll cut it. After cutting it, I'll cut off this place. After cutting it, get a stay and stay one side. Put a stay on one side. To mark the longer one, you are going to measure the length you want. For the longer one, I'll be taking 19. Okay, let me take 18. For the longer bow, I'll be taking length 18. Depending on where you want it to stop, I'll reel it out. There will be a straight line to connect. And for this part, I'm going to slant it. I will slant it. Then from this part, I will take how many inches I want. For the upper part. On this part, I will go up by 6 inches. I'll go up by 6 inches and I'll connect it. And this is what I'm going to cut. And I will cut. See the pattern I have? I'm going to have 2 of this. One on this side, one on the other side. And to cut it on my fabric, I'm going to place some fabric on fold. Place your fabric on fold. Put the pattern on it. The open side, this side that is going to be open will be on this side. So it's going to be. Now I'm going to cut it. Leave for my sewing allowance. So this is what I have for one part. I'll cut another one because it's going to be 2. I'll cut another one. You still put it on fold. So you open it up, put your stay, your soft stay on it. You have something like a comb, open it up, put your soft stay on it. And when you place it, this is how it will be. Place it, this is how it will be. You attach your bow on it. Use your stay, put on it. When you finish, make sure you iron down your stay. Iron down your stay. Iron your stay. Iron your paper stay. Now you're going to fold it. You're going to fold it like this. I'm going to fold it and stitch it. You're going to fold it like this, stitch it before you turn it to the right side. You're going to turn it from up here. The same goes for this one. And for this side, we're going to stitch it by the side. After sewing it, turn it to the right side. Turn it to the right side. Sew this one too. Sew a piece of cloth that you used to fold it and turn it to the right side. Now you're going to fold this. We're going to fold this. Hold it together. Face this side. Now you're going to place it on it. Before you do that, you stitch these two together. You stitch these two together, then attach it like this. Stitch these two, stitch this down, make a little opening, not too wide, then stitch it down. Stitch this down, put it together, take your you stitch this down, take your bow, fix this and stitch it down, fix it, stitch it down at the back, stitch these two down. After stitching it down, this is what you have. Now you're going to place this on top, use your needle and attach it, and this is what you have. Use your needle, attach it, and this is. Then make your bow. After making your bow, go ahead and use needle to attach it to your dress. Attach the bow to your dress, and this is what you will have.